Okay, well, welcome everyone to our town hall. We haven't had one of these in person in quite a long time, so I'm really happy to be with you all in person today. And as I go through the presentation, I'm going to offer opportunities. If you have questions about things I'm talking about, please feel free to ask. As well, at the end, we'll have questions. You can ask questions as well. So this is kind of an interactive session for us today. First, let's talk about the sales team. So we have quite a few new sales team members, and I wanted everybody to get an opportunity to meet them. I have Richard here. You can come on up. Richard is one of our new, woohoo, Richard! One of our new sales team members. We're so lucky to have him. Hold on, let me get you a mic. You can just introduce yourself and talk a little bit. Everyone else is working. For some reason he was available. I don't know what that means.
That doesn't sound good.
Just kidding.
Hi, I got to meet quite a few of you. I'll be glad when this pandemic is completely behind us so I can meet more and more of the residents. I have been here at Abbey Delray South since July, and I have enjoyed everyone I've met, and I'm very enthusiastic about the community. Also, I've been here in Palm Beach County in senior living for 16 years. Something that I think maybe a lot of you don't know yet is I'm actually from Oklahoma. And when I say that, people go, I've never met anyone from Oklahoma. And my response is, well, there's only 5 of us, and 4 of them still live there. But I'm looking, the sales team is very, very excited about this coming year. We're excited about things changing at the community because of the pandemic behind us. And we get a lot of help from the residents. We're just so happy and we're very enthusiastic. So we're going to have a great year. High five, team. Oh.
There you go, high five. Thank you so much. He's a wonderful addition to our sales team, and I just wanted to make sure, I have pictures of everybody that I'm going to show you. When they're walking around touring a prospective resident, I just want you to know who they are, so you could say hi and be welcoming. It's very helpful when they're touring a prospective resident to get that input and that warm feeling from our residents. So, whoops, I'm going the wrong direction as usual. Chantel Sinclair, she is our area director. So Chantel oversees Abbey Delray and Abbey Delray South, the operations of the sales department, as well as she's a working selling director. So she sells just as well. She's doing a fabulous job. She's started in January, so she hasn't been here very long, but she's doing a great job, and we're really excited to have her. Anna is the other lady in the picture. She's a new sales associate. She just started, this is her second week, so she'll be around. You'll definitely see her touring people, and she's a lovely addition to the team. Gosh. And then Noelle Villanueva, she's a sales counselor. She's new. She started in February, so she's another new person. Not new to selling, not new to senior living, but just new to us. And like I said, they all of the sales counselors sell both communities. So just depending on what the prospective resident is looking for, that's kind of how they direct them between the two communities. Norris Petty, many of you probably know who Norris is. He's been around quite a long time. He's an excellent sales counselor as well. About 2 years ago, he was the sales counselor of the year for the entire enterprise. He had the most sales of any sales counselor. So he's a very talented young man, and we enjoy working with him as well. Danielle Hubert is a sales assistant. She works to help with planning all of the sales activities and events. She probably will be the one to reach out to many of you to see if you would come to one of our events to speak with prospective residents. She does a really great job, and she's between here, Abbey Delray and Abbey Delray South. Candy Cogswell, most of you all know Candy. She's a moving coordinator. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't know Candy. She's doing a great job making a difference in everybody's life that moves in. She's amazing. And then, of course, Richard, who you just met. Any questions about the sales department? We just took a deposit today, so that's one more. Very exciting. They really have a lot of good momentum right now. So we are looking to, our goal for the year is to have 29 sales. We are headed in that right direction. We're already looking at 5. So I think we're gonna really be able to make it happen. Thank you for the applause. Last year was a tough year. We had 12 for the entire year because of the pandemic and the virus and everything. It was very difficult. So we are in a much better place, and people are ready to start doing things and making moves. And we're really looking forward to a successful year. Whoops. Okay. Conviva Clinic. I just wanted to give a quick update. Sonia Diaz is the nurse practitioner. She's there on Thursdays. Has anybody met Sonia? No? Yeah, a couple. She's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to work with. She just wanted me to let you all know that they are going to start having the Johnson & Johnson vaccine at the clinic. So if there's anybody that was not able to be vaccinated, if they're interested, that's going to be an option for people. That's the one-shot vaccine. Pretty new. It's one of the newer ones. But she wanted me to let you all know that that's a possibility and that's available. So if you're interested, if you have questions about that, give me a call and I'm happy to talk to you about it. Any questions about that? I will tell you, 98% of our residents were vaccinated, which is amazing. The few that weren't are people that are usually not well and pretty much in the apartments and don't get out very much. It was just too much for them to get vaccinated, but 98% of our residents have been vaccinated, so that's a huge accomplishment. Question?
What about the team members? Have they all been vaccinated?
The team members have all been offered the vaccination. Not all of them have chosen to take it. Excuse me?
They haven't all taken it.
No, the team members have not all taken the vaccine by their choice. We have encouraged them. We have strongly tried to convince them that it was the thing to do, but not everybody has been willing to do it, unfortunately.
But that puts us in jeopardy.
Well, as long as you have your vaccine, you should be okay. They're the ones that actually are in jeopardy. They're the ones that are at risk because they haven't had their vaccine. Janet?
Yeah. You wrote here that this is in the Advocate.
Okay.
You wrote that.
I'm going to repeat her question if you can't hear.
Let me see where I had. You said, as I've said before, not out of the woods yet, and despite having the vaccine, there's still the possibility of contracting the virus. You may not get as ill or need hospitalization, but you potentially could still get it and transmit it to others who have not been vaccinated. And also with the people who have not, the team members who have not gotten the vaccine could possibly give us a variant.
That's always possible. That's why we are continuing to use the mask policy, social distancing, and obviously encouraging everyone to sanitize. So there is no guarantee because you've had the vaccine that you would not get recontract or contract the virus. The chances of you needing to go to the hospital or possibly dying from it are very minimal.
I know that.
Yes.
I'm talking about the team members. And why should they come in contact with any of the residents?
You can't force someone to get a vaccine. That's not
I thought
legal.
Florida's health laws doesn't say anything about that.
Absolutely not. You cannot force someone to get a vaccine. Now, the team members will still wear their masks. They'll still use the CDC guidelines. So technically you should be fine because the team members are going to be wearing their masks. So I don't want to sound overbearing. You can relax. You can come to the dining room. You can do these things that we're going to do safely. But just like if you go to Publix or if you go to the doctor's office, you still have to be careful. You really do.
How many team members have refused the vaccine?
Have refused?
Have refused.
I would say comfortably, we've had about 45 to 48% have the vaccine. So more people have refused it than actually have taken it.
But, so there are 52% who haven't had it
Correct?
and won't take it?
No, they're waiting. Many of them are afraid. Many of them are just not comfortable with it. I'm hoping that once we get the Johnson & Johnson, the one shot, maybe we can convince some of them to take that vaccine, because it's a lot more palatable to think of just having one shot as opposed to two. But there are cultural differences. There's things that, you know, people are just not comfortable with vaccines. That's nothing that we can change other than just keep encouraging them. And we certainly don't want to release 52% of our staff. We couldn't function, so that wouldn't work. Yes?
Can we ask them if they've had the vaccine?
You can ask them, they don't have to tell you. You
Okay.
certainly can have a conversation with them,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, encouragement is always good, you know, from every aspect, so hearing that from you all would certainly be helpful. They may not want to talk about it, they may not feel comfortable, but there is no retaliation against anybody for not having the vaccine.
Okay, but we could strike up a conversation.
Sure.
And ask them, yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hold on, Mrs. Lack, 1 second.
What risk is it to us if an aide does not have a vaccine?
If an aide does not have a vaccine,
Right.
it's just as much as you know, anybody, when you're going out in public, you never know who's had the vaccine and who hasn't had it. As long as your aide is wearing their mask when they're in your apartment or taking care of you, that you should be okay. But I can't say for sure, you know, the chances of you contracting it because you catch it from a team member. I don't know what that looks like. It's very difficult. If both people are wearing masks, this is what I tell everybody. If you have an aide that's coming to your home or a housekeeper, you need to be wearing your mask if you're around them. They need to be wearing their mask as well. If you're both wearing your mask, you're in good shape, pretty good shape. But if you're not wearing your mask, I would question that. Does that answer your question as much as give me the answer? Okay. Any other questions?
If you've already had 2 shots, are you allowed to ask for another one?
No. If you have, the question is, if you've already had 2 shots, are you allowed to get another one? No. That would be too much of a load onto your system. That would not be a good idea. 2 shots is perfect.
Wow,
Okay?
thank you.
Sure. Oops, I always go the wrong direction. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about projects and the projects that we have going on here at Abbey South. I know everybody's wondering what is going on. We have our pool underway, resurfacing. We are going to be redoing the patio out there with some beautiful stone pavers. It's going to look gorgeous. We are resurfacing it. We are painting a stripe so there's lane down the middle. We're expanding the patio area so it's going to be bigger, more space for socializing and sitting out there and enjoying the beautiful weather. We are several weeks into the project. It's probably going to be about 2 more months. Part of the problem is waiting on the city of Delray to do the inspections. Unfortunately, the gentleman we were working with the city passed away suddenly, so they have to hire a new person and get back up to speed. So we are a little bit delayed with that, but hopefully within the next 2 months we'll have the pool open. The next project I want to talk about are the garden homes. We are going to be remodeling and changing the floor plan on 3 of our garden homes just to kind of do something different. We're going to change the front. I'm going to show you a picture. The front look will be a little different, but the inside will be more of an open plan. Got some feedback from some prospects and people that were looking, and so we thought we'd try this. We have some residents that have already done it in their garden homes, and they seem to love it. When I show you the picture, It's not the color we're gonna use, so don't look at the color and say, oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? It's not the color we're gonna use, but it's, there we go, whoops, sorry, there. So that's the look. We're gonna stick with the color scheme that we have because we don't want anything to look too different when you're, when you're traveling through the community. But just a little cleaner, a little bit different with the windows. Instead of the cloth awning, we have more of a wood kind of shade over the door. Just trying to update a little bit. So that's a rendering. Whoops, again. This is coming in the front door, looking into the garden home. And as you see, there used to be a wall that would go straight down, blocking the kitchen, but you can see the kitchen's now open to the rest of the space. So it's just basically an open floor plan with the kitchen kind of incorporated into that room. And then there's another way to look at it from inside, looking towards the front door. Something a little different, a little modern.
Lovely.
What do you think? You like it? So the plan is to do 3 of these, and then as we sell them, we'll do more as garden homes come available. But just thought we'd try something a little different. So they probably will start working on these garden homes in the next month or so. They're working with the permits and all of those things as well. So you should see some construction going on. We're going to do garden home 2, 3, and 4. They're all right next to each other, obviously. See how this comes out. I think it's going to be a nice project for us. Health center.
Oh.
Yes. Sorry. Go ahead.
Garden homes,
Yes.
are they gonna, the ones that are there now, are they gonna paint the outsides?
Absolutely.
Because
Yes.
it's got rotten trellis.
Yes. So this, I'm sorry, I should have incorporated this when I was talking directly about the garden homes. So we're doing this with the 3, 2, 3, and 4. What I'm going to be doing is putting in a plan for updating all of the landscaping around the garden homes, painting, switching the lights out, and doing any kind of repairs that need to be done on the outside of the garden home. So that's coming, because obviously we don't want to have 3 brand new looking garden homes and then others that need work, and that's not the look that I want. So that will be a different phase. We'll do this project in phases, but that's my plan to do a whole new spruce.
Good.
Any other questions? Okay.
Fine.
Health center. This is another project that's going to be started this year. This is probably early summer. It's going to be 2 phases. The first phase is going to start at the Cypress hallway. So that's the far end, kind of the rehab section. All of the rooms will be private. They will all have a private bath and shower. We will have a new lobby, a nurse's station area, a new dining room. The therapy gym will be relocated into the current leisure center, activity center, that very large room. That's going to be the rehab room. It's going to accommodate more people. It's going to be much better for everybody. And then we're going to relocate the activity room to the former gym area. So where the gym is now, that's going to be the new activity space. We're going to open it up, take down some walls, so it's going to be one large room. We're very excited. We have a lot of natural light in there, so we're hoping to get some art classes and things going to really use the space. Phase 2 will be Ashley and Banyan hallways. So we will be remodeling. We can't do everything at once because the residents are in the health center. We have to work around, people being in there. So the second phase will be the Ashley hallway and the Banyan hallway, updating the hallway, the flooring, paint. We're going to start remodeling some of those rooms as well. So it's quite a project, but we need to start with one end and kind of work our way down. Any questions about the health center renovation? Yes?
My understanding is that the leisure center is going to be the rehab.
Correct. The leisure center is going to be the rehab, yes.
Okay. Now, what you're saying now is that the gym, Mike's gym,
No, what I'm talking about, the old rehab section
okay.
is going to be the new activity room.
So is that going to be big enough?
Yes, Because, number one, we will never have groups of over 20, 25 together in the health center at one time. We won't be using a room that large. Because of COVID, because of where we are, it's not going to be feasible. So that room will be used for multiple different activities throughout the day. There's other areas of the health center that we need to utilize for activities, so we'll be doing that as well. But typically the way it works, the people that are there for short-term rehab are not interested in doing activities. They are there for rehab. They want to do their therapy. They want to, most of the time they stay in their room. They're not really interested in playing bingo and doing those other things. The long-term residents are more interested in those activities. And that's going to be where those long-term residents are in. Those two hallways is where they live. So that room will be for them, as well as outside space, as well as another space off the dining room. So they'll have even more space to work with.
Because I know that when we do the sing-along, there's at least 30 people that come in.
Not anymore.
So they're not gonna bring that many people
They'll
in.
not together at one time. They'll have 2 sing-alongs probably and break it up.
Okay.
Or they'll do it outside. They can always do it outside, or they can do it in a dining room space that's bigger. But we don't have groups of 30 anymore
Okay,
together in the health center. They just can't do it.
okay. All
So
right.
we're working through though all the logistics of everything. It's gonna be a really nice space for everybody.
And when do you think that this is gonna be started?
Started probably June or July.
Okay,
I can't tell you when it's gonna be finished though.
okay,
I can give you a projection. It'll be a couple months, but that's all I can really say.
okay.
Okay. Any other questions about the health center? Yes.
Phase 2, when do you think that will start?
Phase 2 will start after phase 1. we have to put things together, you know, and try to get it together before we go into phase 2, because it's very difficult to remodel the hallways because you're blocking people's rooms and you have to do the work at night most of the time. So we'll have to strategically plan that. But phase 2, we have to wait for that one to be finished. I wish I had a better answer.
What is your projected number for residents in the health center?
We will go to 74.
That'll be your top.
Yeah, that'll be our top. 74 residents in the health center. That's really a more reasonable size. We're never full at 90. And people don't want to share rooms. I'm sure you all feel, you know, you'd prefer to have a private room. So that's really what we're trying to get to.
When can we go and visit the people we know there?
Well, because you've been vaccinated, very soon. Taylor is meeting with some of our residents, I think tomorrow or Wednesday, to talk about volunteers and visitation and all that. But in the next week or so, we'll be able to have residents go in. It's very exciting. We need it. They need it. They've missed our volunteers. Any other questions about the health center? Okay. Oh, sorry.
Is our new social worker, Ashley,
Yes,
who is going to be the most wonderful social worker.
Right,
I think so.
Oh, I do too.
yeah.
Is she going to be the social worker just for the health center or for all the
For
residents?
the health center. We have
Oh.
Claudia who's working over here, but she's a student and she's going to be moving on, I think in May, Teresa. But we'll get another student.
She was made for that job.
Ashley? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. She's
I'm so happy for her.
She's
And
been
I'm
here
so
a long
happy
time.
for the residents at the health center.
Yes.
Because she's just a wonderful person.
She really does bring that sense of special care and really kind, loving person,
Oh,
you know,
she is.
to the health center
She is.
residents, which is what we
And she's
need.
very dedicated too.
Very dedicated.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm happy for her and I'm happy for the residents at the health center. Great.
It's wonderful, and she's doing a great job already. She's stepped into that role with no question. So we got very lucky. Third project, or fourth project, exterior corridors. So this project, we're looking to start it also in the summer. I think it's going to be late. I put June or July, but I think it's probably going to be more like August. We are going to enclose the exterior hallways to the building. And that means we are going to put, where there's openings, we're going to put glass. And all of the walls are going to be smoothed out so that it's a true interior hallway. So we'll have carpet, we'll have air conditioning, we'll have new lighting, and it will be truly an interior hallway. So we won't have to worry about the elements and the rain and the puddles and all of that moving forward. It will change the look of the building a little bit. I don't have a rendering yet, but as soon as I do get some renderings, I will share with you all. Does everybody think that's a good idea?
Yes, no.
No? You're the first person that said no.
Well,
I understand.
the reason that I say no is that when I was looking at an apartment, my daughter wanted me in an interior, but I love opening the door and being outside.
Yes, I
So-
understand that.
So that having it closed in is gonna take away that ability.
It is, and I am in no way ignoring that thought, because I know a lot of people will have that thought. It's just gotten over the years so dangerous to have these water intrusion areas, and there's no other way to really fix the problem structurally. There's no other way we can keep the water from coming in without closing up some of those holes. It won't have the look of the cinder block, you know, that with the holes and everything. It won't have that look anymore. It's gonna be just a smooth, straight wall. When you're inside, you will feel like you're in an interior hallway. But we will have a lot of natural light, because we will have a lot of windows along the way that will keep that light coming in, as well as interior lighting.
So the walls that are there now,
Mhm.
the glass is going to be put inside?
The glass will be, so where there's the openings, there's the railings, those silver railings,
Right.
and there's openings, glass will be on top of that,
Okay,
you know, halfway up.
well, that'll be something different.
It's gonna be something different.
It is.
It is. It's going to modernize the look of the building a little bit too, just a little bit. But it's really a safety thing, is my concern. Last year we had 4 people slip and fall in puddles. We just can't keep up with the puddles when it rains, and there's not an easy way to keep the water from coming in, and it's just becoming more and more of a problem. Plus, we can't figure out the proper flooring for, you know, if it was to remain exterior. It's just everything is slippery or unattractive. You know, we could put some rubber, you know, epoxy down, but that's not going to look very nice. So we're really looking towards the enclosing of the hallways. It's quite an architectural feat to do it in an inhabited building with people living, you know, in it. So they're really working on some different ideas and some different architectural ways to approach it. So as soon as I don't have a picture, but as soon as I do, I will share it and we can talk about that. Yes?
And the floors will be different.
They will be carpeted. So it'll be quieter, definitely, with carts and things going down the hallways. It will be much quieter. Any other thoughts? Yes?
So if I'm understanding correctly, right now it's all open, so it will be a combination of smooth wall and
Glass, yes. Yes, smooth walling. So the main thing is we do not want to enclose the hallways and have it look like it's an outside hallway just enclosed. We really want it to become part of the building, so it looks like it's interior. Yes?
I agree with Ruth that I open my door and I like the air. So would it be possible to just put down like an indoor-outdoor carpeting that would take care of slips in the rain and just leave it?
It won't stay down. It will constantly, because there's so much moisture with the humidity, it's impossible to keep it from bunching up, which would even be more dangerous. So we've really tried to think through this. It's still, like I said, they're still in the planning stages. We're not ready to get started yet, but they have really tried to figure out the best way to handle it. And this was an issue when I was here before, 10 years ago. I mean, we were having this issue. It's not anything new, but it's something that we need to figure out. We really do. Okay? All right. COVID update. We've kind of talked about this, but Again, 98% of our residents have been vaccinated, which is really great. We are looking to start opening things up more in April. That will be 2 weeks after the second vaccine, because last Friday, the rest of our residents had their second vaccine. We will start welcoming guests. Dining will be open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Activities and transportation will resume full schedules. We will always follow CDC guidelines and the LifeSpace policies. We will always be super careful with how we do this. It will be systematic and safe. We will continue to wear masks, social distance, hand hygiene, all of those things will still be important. We will continue to have the outside happy hours and socials, because I think people really like that. So we'll have the music outside. Some people, they'll maybe take them a little longer to be comfortable coming into interior big groups, and we want to give them the opportunity to be able to sit outside and enjoy that music. We also, it's kind of a surprise, I'm not going to give you a lot of detail, but the foundation's working with me. We're going to have some beautiful outside seating of the dining room, so you'll be able to eat dinner outside, which would be really nice, or lunch maybe. So we have a lot of nice things coming up to help us kind of open, and when we do open the dining room, it's going to be April 12th, I believe. There's a flyer coming out, right, Teresa?
Yeah, the letter should be going out either Friday or Monday.
Okay.
I believe it's April 13th.
April 13th, sorry. April 13th will be the grand reopening. Yes.
I understand that you're going to have the grand reopening, but you're going to have a minimum of 100 and some odd people, which does not cover everybody that lives here. So everybody cannot go to this grand reopening. What do you plan to do about that?
Well, we will never be able to accommodate every resident in the dining room. We weren't before. We were never able to do that. We're going to have to take turns. We're going to have people sign up for things. We will never have a packed room in here for a party. The Christmas parties and the holiday parties and the things we used to do in here where you could barely move, we will not be doing that again. Number one, we just don't want to do that. But number two, it's a fire hazard to have the amount of people that we used to have in here. It's completely unsafe. So we will have, and all our residents will have to get used to having multiple opportunities. So if we have a party, we'll have it twice. We'll have it 2 different days, what have you. So we want everyone to be able to participate, but it's just physically impossible for everybody to be in the dining room at one time.
I was going to ask you
Yeah.
if you could have like two times.
Yeah. We're going to figure it out so that no one feels like they can't participate. Absolutely. Any other questions about COVID opening up? Yes.
Yes, what did you say about having outside guests?
So we will allow outside guests to come in to visit you in your apartment or in your garden home. For the dining room, we're going to hold off a little bit because we don't want to take up space away from our residents with guests. So guests will come eventually to the dining room, but not right away.
But guests can come visit you in your...
Yes, yes, in April. We will allow guests to come visit.
Why did you pick April?
Because it's really 2 weeks after that second dose of vaccine that we just gave on Friday.
Okay, because I'm thinking about Passover, which happens to be, I think, the last weekend.
27th.
What did you just say?
To have guests to your house. Well, you're in a garden home, so you could have a guest in your home. As long as they stay in your home, that's fine.
If they can come stay in the home.
In your home, yes, not in the common areas.
As of now.
Yes. You just have to go through Rosemary and let her know, because we do limit how many people come in per day.
Yeah. I have one daughter.
Okay.
That wants to be with me.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
After the grand reopening, are you going to add more days and reopen the dining rooms for 7 days a week?
Oh, yes, 7 days a week, 3 meals a day. Absolutely. Yes.
Right after the grand opening?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's a week. Yes, just so you all know, the LifeSpace Board of Directors is very much supportive of us opening up. They want our communities to get back to life, and to do, we always will be careful, but to do the things that we were used to doing and what make us who we are, a wonderful place to live. So, we will be loosening things up. If you're not comfortable with something, you simply don't have to participate. It's completely up to you. Yes?
Will the maximum seating be 4?
No, we revisited that. It was going to be 4 to a table, but now we're going to have a couple tables of 6. So we will have some tables that will accommodate 6 people.
When will
Yes.
that start?
That will start September, April 13th, right? Is that the date? April 13th. When we do the grand opening, the reopening, and we start daily meal service, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we will have those tables available.
And what about the tables for 2?
Tables for 2 will still be there. We'll have tables for 2 as well.
Because you don't have them now.
We will.
When you open up the dining room, will we all have to make reservations?
At first, not forever.
Okay.
At first, just so we can keep a handle. I would hate to not do reservations and have people show up and then not be able to be seated. So
Okay.
we're just doing it temporarily until we can get a handle.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes?
Going back to the pool, will transportation be available for those who cannot walk it?
Transportation to the pool from where?
From wherever we live.
From
From the main entrance.
So if you want to go to the pool here, you're not talking about the pool at Abbey Del Rey.
Pardon
Are you talking about our pool here?
Yes,
So transportation from your apartment to the pool?
right.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that.
Because I tried to get it at one point and there weren't enough people in there to cover.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's a matter of maybe giving a golf cart ride or something from the lobby to the pool, we could look into that. We could look into that,
I'd
yeah.
appreciate that.
Teresa, can you write that down? Teresa's taking notes for me because I can't remember anything. Yes, we will look into that. Thank you for asking. Any other questions?
Another one. You would have mentioned it. We have no active cases. at the
No
site.
active cases at this moment, no. We have one team member that's off property.
It's off property.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And so obviously she wasn't vaccinated.
right, yeah. It's unfortunate. Yes,
I understand that you've signed a contract with the people that provide the food program here, and I'm wondering what changes are going to take place because of re-signing this contract. And I know we're not gonna have salad bar, I mean, just logically.
we're not gonna have a salad bar, no.
No.
We're not gonna have a buffet either.
That's right, that's
It's,
right.
COVID is not out of the woods enough yet to be able to do those kinds of things.
But the quality, I hope, will maintain
The
itself.
quality of the food is, the problem with it now is that we are cooking it and then delivering it to you. That is the problem. Once you're eating in the dining room, the quality of the food is going to be just fine. It's because of the whole process of cooking the food ahead of time, putting it in a container, taking it to your apartment, then you have to reheat it. That's the problem with the food. It's not Thomas Cuisine's fault. It's not that they're doing anything different. They have helped with some cost management in costs that we pay for their management. They have reduced their cost, not their food budget, but their cost that we were paying for a management fee. And we have this contract for this year, so it will be revisited at the end of the year to see if we will continue or if we will do something different. I don't know. One thing that came up in the earlier meeting, I will tell you, there were talks many months ago about a different food plan. A different food plan. It was called a flexible dining program, and that we will have that probably towards the end of the year this year, where you are given a certain amount of money, and you can spend that as you want on the food that you want. Meaning, you could buy a sandwich, you could buy a soup, you don't have to have a full meal, you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can, whatever you want to do it, you can. We have to work on changing our menu and adding some choices and some different things to the menu. We have to work on utilizing our bistro space better, so that you can actually come to a come to the counter and order lunch or order some light meal and take it with you if you want, eat it in the bistro if you want. So there's gonna be some changes that we're gonna work through so that we can offer that plan. And you don't have to do it. If you wanna do the traditional plan, that's fine. But if you'd like to try the new flexible dining program, you'll be able to do that.
The flexible dining that you're talking about, is that the point system?
Yeah, points, I think it's actual money. I think they give you a certain amount of money for the month and then you can spend it as you want.
But you can stay with what we have?
Yes, you can, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm one with numbers.
okay,
So the outdoor dining,
yes.
what's the projected time when we will actually be able to,
I'm hoping to have it done by April, beginning of April
of this year?
of this year. Yes. Like ASAP. Yes.
What was the question?
When were we gonna have the outside dining available? Yeah.
I'd just like to say, the idea of optional dining is a very good idea. We have been in the same trend. I'm here 15 years, 16 years, and it's time we need to revisit. There are other ways of being fed.
Absolutely,
Yes, yeah.
absolutely.
So I commend you for that.
Thank you, thank you. It's something that really, they talked about it last year, I don't know if you remember, but that was something that they've been talking about for some time. But with everything that happened, they just kind of put it on the back burner. But it's definitely something that we're gonna be working on to have happen this year. And you're right, when new people consider moving in here, you have to give them options. People want options, and that's very important for us to stay competitive in the market. So that's absolutely, and it's not that difficult for us to do it. Christian is great with it, he's great with new ideas. We'll figure it out. We need a new computer system, which we'll be getting to help us handle that. So what will happen is when you order something, you'll get a little ticket and it'll tell you how much money you have left or how many points you have left, so you can really manage it yourself and eat how you want.
Good.
So,
Very good.
makes sense to me. Yes,
Will we be going back to linens and tableware?
we will. We'll be going back to, yes, civilized eating. Yes, table, linens, tableware, you all have eaten in plastic containers for far too long. It's time to get back to eating properly. Thank you. Any other questions? I think that was it. Questions. That was my next slide. So, anything else I can answer for you all? This was a great meeting, a great interaction. Yes?
How will you pay for guests?
That's a good question. I do not have the answer for that, but I will find out. When I get more information on the whole program, guest meals, of course, will be a part of it, though. Yeah. Yes?
I understand that you're going to be looking at the contract with
Thomas Quizzy?
With our
Thomas?
culinary? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there any way for those of us who have been very happy with the way that Christian has handled things to be supportive of renewing that contract?
Absolutely. I'll give you an opportunity to do that. When we start really having those conversations, maybe I'll have you write a letter or do something, that can help me judge how we want to look at the whole program. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I think that during this whole period, he's really been there for us.
He's worked so hard. His whole team. They've done a great job.
Yes.
We're very lucky. Yes?
I have a question about the carts, because we have a lot of new people in the houses who have the carts.
Golf carts?
The golf carts.
Yeah.
Is there a process where they learn about use of the golf carts? Because when pedestrians are on the walkways, the golf carts should be instructed that the walkways are first for pedestrians, and if anybody is walking, golf carts have to go in the grass.
Right. And you know what? That's funny that you mentioned that. It came up in the previous meeting too. So I'm going to make sure that everybody that drives golf carts understands the expectations. The expectations is to pull off onto the grass so the pedestrians can walk by safely. 100%. Yes.
golf carts
or grass.
Right.
Where did the statues come from? Oh,
We're not going to discuss the statues at this meeting. That's something I'm handling offline, and there's one that will be gone by the end of the day today. So I'll leave it at that.
Also, I think that people with golf carts should be instructed not to drive it in the breezeway. Are they allowed to go in the breezeway?
I mean, there's a golf cart path that comes up to the breezeway, but no one should really be driving through the breezeway. That's not good.
I'm talking about the other breezeway that doesn't have the golf cart parked.
Well, there is one golf cart that parks there, but doesn't drive through the breezeway.
Okay, but someone does.
Yeah, we'll address that with the golf cart drivers. Anything else I can address for you all today?
You've been special.
Thank you all very much. And this is all I have for today. I appreciate you being here. Thank you.